Okay, so let's go to the next part. First, you switch the x and the y. Okay, make sure you go and repeat it on your own. And then you solve for y. So minus 9 minus 9, you get x minus 9 equals negative 5y. Actually, I advise you, yeah, and then you divide by negative 5. Divide by negative 5. So what do you get here? You get y equals x minus 9 over negative 5. And then in your answers, you don't have negative 5 in the denominator. As you can see, all over 5. So what you need to do, you have to switch this. So you multiply by minus up and down. Okay? So we multiply by minus, this becomes plus. Okay? And this minus over the bracket is minus x plus 9. And that's your option. Minus x plus 9. Can you see? Is this clear? Shall I repeat it again?
No.
Okay. Now, this question, very interesting, this one. Inverse function. You know this notation is for inverse function. Okay? They gave you a graph and they ask you to find h minus 1 of 4. So this is the graph of h, not of h minus 1. This is the graph of h, not the inverse. Okay. Now, we know that if h takes x to 4, x minus 1 takes back 4 to x. You remember this. If you remember this, you're done. Okay. So what do? You have to take the y as 4 for the h. So where is y equals 4 for the h? I look in the graph. This is very, very smart question. Okay. I look for 4 as y. This one. Okay. Where is the point? The point is here. Can you see it? What is the x for it? The x is here. Negative 2. Okay. And that's why your answer is negative 2. Can you see? Okay, so your x is negative 2. Is this clear?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, good. So let's go to this one. These are special functions, if you remember. Which, in question 4, which function does f of half different than 2? If you calculate here x with half, you get 2 times half plus 1. 2 times half is 1, plus 1 is 2, so this is 2. This exactly 2. So in this one, f of half equals 2. They're looking for the function that makes it different than 2. So it's not a. Okay. We go to this one. This is easy. Always start with the easy ones, okay? 4 times half. Just substitute x with half. Remember, this is x, okay? This is x. So you put x equals half. You put here x equals half. 4 times half equals 2. So this one gives 2. So it's not D. As you can see, we have only 2 options left, okay? So it's not A, it's not D. We have these 2 options left. Okay. Let me try this one and show you that this one is as well 2. So 6x minus 1. If you do it without the smallest integer, you get 6 times half minus 1, which is 3 minus 1, which is 2. And the smallest integer of 2, okay, is 2. So this is as well 2. So definitely this is the one that doesn't give 2. If you are lucky, you start with this one. Okay. If you're lucky, you don't waste time in the exam. This is where we say someone is lucky. Okay, you start with this one and you substitute with half. You get 2 times half plus 2, absolute value. 2 times half is 1. This is exactly 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is absolute value of 3, which is 3, and it's not 2, as you can see. So this is the only one that doesn't give you 2. Okay? Any question? Okay, let's go to the next one. Evaluate the piecewise function for x equal negative 8. If you remember, x equal negative 8 is not here. Sorry, it's here actually. X equal negative 8 is here. It's not here because here x are between 5 and 8, and here x are more than 8. If I draw the line and I put 5 and I put 8, okay, more than 8 are here, between 5 and 8 is here. Less than 5 minus 8 is here. So I'm going to use this expression. That's how I do this calculation, okay? So make sure you know how to choose which expression. In piecewise, okay, x equal negative 8, you look which interval it is. It's in one of these three, okay? So it's not here, it's not here, so it's here. So you have to use this expression, and you just do 2 minus x, 2 minus x. And my x is negative 8. So 2 minus negative 8, which is 2 plus 8, which is 10. And that's your answer. Is this clear? Right. Graph the function below and state the domain and range. Here's your function. Domain, absolute value or in numbers. You don't need to think. A range after you graph. After you graph, you get the range. So you cannot state the range before you graph. And if you remember, we dress a table for this. If you remember, used what makes this 0, which is x equals 2. And I put it in the middle. This is your x. This is your 2. Okay. And then for x equal 2, I get my vertex for the graph. So for x equal 2, what is x minus 2? Absolute value, it's 0. Remember. You remember this? We did it in class kick. We find the 0, and then we get values before 2 and values after 2. You can have one value and one value. Okay, and then what is the y when x equals 2? Just substitute. This is 0 times negative 2 is 0 plus 3. This is equal 3. And that's why I get 0.23. So x equals 2 and y equals 3. And as you can see, here's the point in the graph. Can you see it? In the graph, this is 2 and this is 3, the vertex. Okay. Now you just need 2 points, one before 2 here and one after 2. So before 2, you can take 0. Okay. And substitute in x minus 2. Let me clear this. Substitute in x minus 2 first. So x minus 2 is 0 minus 2. 0 minus 2, absolute value, equals 2. And then multiply by negative 2 and add 3. Negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, plus 3 equals negative 1. So y equals negative 1, and that's why they have this point here. Can you see this point? When x equals 0, y equals negative 1. Okay. And now from these 2 points, you can draw your line. Very simple. This is the first half. Okay, now we go to this part. We put a number for x that is more than 2. For example, I can put 3. Okay, I substitute in x minus 2, I get 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Absolute value of 1 is 1. So this is 1. And then I go to the function and I substitute. I substitute negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 plus 3 equals 1. So I get 1. I get 0.31. So my point is actually, it looks like I've done mistake. Yeah, yes, 3, 1. This is 3 and this is 1. That's your point. Can you see it? 3, 1. Okay. And now using these 2 points, I can graph my line. And I'm done. That's how you graph it. What is the range? The range are all the values of y. As you can see in your graph, you can see that the y for any point on the graph, let me delete so you can understand. Okay. As you can see, the top value for y is 3. Anything else is below 3. Anything else is below 3. If you take any point, you find it less than 3. And that's why y is less or equal than 3. Okay. Any question? Okay. Solve the inequality. This one is like equation, if you remember. You just solve like equations, okay? So multiply this negative 4 over the bracket. You get negative 12x plus 8. More or equal, here you have 12x plus 8. Okay, I think I have to subtract 8. Subtract 8, subtract 8, because it's the same number. So I get 12x more or equal than negative 12x. Now I can add 12x. 12x plus 12x. I get 24x more or equal than 0. Okay, you can divide by 24 if you want. It's positive. And you get x more or equal than 0 divided by 24, which is 0. And that's why the option is A. X more or equal than 0. Okay. Now, next one, a double inequality. You remember, we take 3 from each side. Okay. 5 minus 3 is 2. Less than half p plus 3 minus 3, they cancel. Less than 8 minus 3 is 5. And then multiply by 2, because you have 1 over 2. This 1 over 2, you cancel it by multiplying by 2. So you multiply everything by 2. Okay? So you get here 4, and then you get p, and then you get 10. And that's your answer. P between 4 and 10. Okay. Now we have a few slides left. Absolute value of something less or equal than 0. The only solution is equal 0. And that's why x equal negative 1 is the solution. Because negative 1 plus 1 equals 0. You cannot have absolute value negative. So the only thing you have to think about is absolute value of x plus 1 equals 0. Just think about this, because you cannot have it less than 0. And that's why you get this answer only, which make it 0. And we are done. You don't need to waste your time. In this one, subtract 1 from each side. You get absolute value of x minus 1 less than 0, which is impossible. Absolute value is always positive. And that's why no solution. Okay, very easy questions. It doesn't take too much time. You just need to start the first step and then look at it. If it is negative, it's no solution. In this one, you have to split it. Actually, you don't need to split it. Just do 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1 between 1 and negative 1. Remember this. Always this number. Positive on the right, negative on the left. Okay? And then start solving. Plus 1 everywhere. Okay? And you get 0 here. More equal than 2x, less or equal than 2. Divide by 2, you get 0, you get x, you get 1. And that's why you get this answer, 0 and x and 1. You finish them in less than 2 minutes if you practice. Make sure you practice. Okay. Which ordered pair satisfy the system of this? You can solve it, you can substitute. For example, you take this order and you substitute here. Minus 1 for x. And 0 for y. Minus 1 minus 0 is not 2, so it's not A. You go to B. If you substitute, in this case, I advise you to substitute. So 3 minus 1. 3 for x, 1 for y. 3 minus 1 equals 2. It verifies the first one. Make sure it verifies both of them. Verifies the system. So what do? Substitute 3 and 1. In x and y, be careful here, they put y second. So make sure you put 1 here. 3 times 1 plus 2 times 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9, which is equal 9. And you take this. It's like checking your solutions. You remember how to check solutions. And that's it. It's done. If you are smart enough, this one, you can make it slope-intercept form equals 2x plus 7. Okay, and this one is 2x plus 4. These two lines have the same slope, slope 2. So these two lines are parallel. So these two lines don't have one solution because they are inconsistent. They are parallel. They have no solutions at all. If they ask you which one has no solution, you choose this one. Okay, so it's not A, very simple. Now for B, okay, actually without solving, just make it slope-intercept. Divide by 2 each side, you get y equal to x plus 3. And here y equal negative 4x plus 2. As you can see, they have different slopes. That means they are not parallel. One of them like this, the other one like this. So this one has one solution, as you can see. Very simple. They should have different slopes. Okay, so if you want, you just say here to have one solution, it should be different slopes. Different what? Slope. If they have different slope, they are not parallel, and that means one solution. Very simple. Infinitely many solutions, they have to be the same equation, same slope and same intercept. Here they have same slope but different intercept. The intercept here is 4, the intercept here is 7, so it's not this. This one, they have different slope. This is exactly the same question as before. This one, y equal 2x plus 4, and y equal 2x plus 4. You know, this one, you can change it to 2x, divide by 2, you get y minus 2x equals 4, and then move the 2x, you get, as you can see, there are two equations that are equivalent. So this is your answer. And that's it.